What are you going to show Germany, bro?
Even if our set doesn't grab people, I would like to network with people while we're there and just sort of like let them know, like, hey, have you guys ever heard of Grift? Check this shit out. Have you ever heard of fucking Fading Grey? Like, this continent has so much to offer, and we're sort of seen this as an opportunity to try and extend that reach a little bit outside of our borders, not only on behalf of ourselves, but also on behalf of all our friends that are doing the scene justice.
How's it going? It's Nasiphi Zwane is my surname. I'm the founder of Sledging On podcast. Today, I've got another episode for you. I'm with Gareth of Human Nebula, obviously the recent Wacken Metal Battle Africa winners who are going to be representing South Africa in Germany. I do, however, want to take it all the way back from the moment where they got to Durban and they were playing the Devil Nest show here. Gareth, I want to know from you, bro. How was your experience when you guys came down here?
It was truly fantastic. So many people came through. Everyone was super supportive and engaging and friendly. When I walked into the venue for the first time, except for the 7+ bouncers at the entrance and the red carpet, I was like, I don't think we're in the right place. There's no cigarette burns anywhere. I was just amazed at how big the scene in Durban is. That might sound naive, but truthfully, I had no idea. So I thought it was awesome. I think there's definitely a very, very good future in the scene in Durban.
The organizers, Devil Nest, how did that go? Did you sort of did you get what you expected? Having them, organize the show and you guys coming down.
We got more than we expected. Mike is such a gem to work with. Everything just flowed. He said, come here, be at this time. And, this is how the show's going to run. You guys have a place to set up and chill out before the set. So honestly, it was like a full-blown 5-star treatment. Can highly recommend to anyone out there to work with Devil Nest.
100%. And obviously, as I mentioned when I opened up the episode, you guys have been on a generational run because, after Durban, you guys went back that side. I remember, there was a music video announcement. I remember you guys had dropped some new merch as well. And then obviously, the Wacken Metal Battle was also looming. So tell me a bit more about the music video, how that sort of came about, because it's actually really interesting. It's got a really wholesome concept. When I was watching it, I found myself not only amazed at the quality of the actual work that is done, but just the concept behind it. It's not just your stock standard music video. It's got something that's very intriguing that happens and a bit of a twist there at the end, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Well, the idea from the music video came from the lyrics itself. The song is loosely about how you yourself, or maybe someone is wearing sort of different personalities around different people. And sometimes, everybody does it. And, I got the idea for those lyrics from a saying that says everyone wears 3 masks, one for public, one amongst loved ones, and one in private. And that just made me think, how we behave in front of other people, in front of different people. And the song is about recognizing that toxic trait where maybe you are overextending yourself, people pleasing, and identifying it and cutting back on it before you become disingenuine to others. And the same can be said if there's someone in your life that is maybe disingenuine with you, wearing different personalities in different situations, and just about confronting that trait that is maybe holding you back from your full potential and either correcting it or getting rid of it. So when it came to the music video, we were trying to think of how we can portray that visually. How can we do I suppose a Fight Club type of thing, where this whole time you think you're fighting with someone else, but by the end, it's with yourself.
Yo, that's absolutely incredible. I mean, how do you guys come up with this stuff? I mean, is it obviously something that comes just from you? Is it your mind? Or do you guys actually, before shooting any music video, sort of sit down together as a group and maybe discuss? Like, how did the concept actually, who did it come from?
Yo, I can't take any credit. I actually got the idea from attending a seminar with Mickey Pistorius, who is, I believe she's the first female criminal profiler in SA. And now she gets sent all over the world to train detectives in France and UK. And while I was watching that seminar, she said something that kind of stuck with me. She said, you as an intelligent serial killer cannot outsmart 30 intelligent detectives whose sole focus is to catch you. And that made me think about, the way we carry ourselves around different people. And equally, when you see it in someone you care about, when you see how they behave in different situations and they're different with you in private, it just made me think that, people are a lot more clever or perceptive than you may actually believe. If you think you're fooling everyone, you you're probably not. So because of that seminar with Mickey, I was inspired to write the lyrics for that song. And then the actual concept for the video was pretty much a group discussion. The band did sit down together and think of ways to sort of visualize that. And then, of course, Stefan and Renee from Black Rock Studios, who did our music video, were fantastic in translating what we were thinking and making a visual out of it. So it really was a big team effort, and the inspiration definitely came from someone a million times smarter than I am.
Yo, it absolutely came together really well, man. I think it's one of the best music videos we have. In terms of venue, how did you guys even go about scouting it and making sure that it actually fits, in the narrative?
Well, we were sort of looking for a basement, but you don't really find a lot of those in SA. So then we started looking for a garage, and we were just worried, like, how are we going to black out an entire garage? With the friends that reached out and said we could use theirs. And then just incidentally, Stefan's uncle or grandfather's friend, it's always the case, a friend of a friend of a friend,
Of a friend,
has
yeah.
a place. And it was a conductor factory, like the electrical pylons that you see on telephone poles and electrical poles.
That's absolutely wild, man. It's again, it goes back to just how everything just was meant to be and sort of came back together. I saw a lot of something that you don't generally see, and something that I myself haven't really explored or experimented with whenever I'm shooting something, would be a lot of like the makeup on there because interestingly enough, there are some parts where there's blood on you, blood on your face, and your shirt, and all that. So is that still BlackRock that's responsible for that? What did you guys use for that sort of stuff, bro? Walk me through, behind the scenes and so on.
Yeah, so BlackRock did actually buy blood pouches that people use on sets, but we only used that for the stabbing, I think. And then Chanel, who is Rulo's girlfriend, she is amazing with makeup. So she actually made some using, I don't know if it was food coloring and cornstarch or something. But yeah, she made that,
Wow.
and she made some latex wounds that you would paint on the face and let it dry, and then you sort of dab the blood in between. And then after every scenario where there's a hit, uh, would try and guesstimate where that hit landed and then put another wound there. I was a little worried that BlackRock knows where to find blood packs. I was like, why do you know about this? They also brought a piece of Kevlar and stabbing foam. And I was like, what is stabbing foam? Like, it's foam that you use to stab or you put into a self-defense vest or something like that.
They
Yeah,
need to be investigated right now. I
I
mean,
agree. I agree. What's coming?
but I'm definitely like I'm gonna link obviously the music video in the description because yeah, it's hella beautiful. You know, the description itself, just hearing about how it came together is obviously incredible. But now seeing it after hearing how everything came together will be even more special. How was the whole Wacken experience actually? I mean, for you guys having won it, it must have obviously been amazing, you know, winning it, but sort of walking in, you know, looking at all the other bands that you were going to be facing that evening, you know, what were the feelings like?
There were bands that were in the finals that we were rooting for, and we were hoping they were going to take it because we've seen them make it to the finals previously as well. Walking in to that place with all these amazing bands that have been prepping and working hard, it's nauseating. It is really, really stressful. It's not really a good time. Everyone is sort of, even while they're socializing, in the back of their head, the gears are turning. Do I have extra strings? Is my pedal board power plug gonna fuck out today? And it's just this monumental stress. And I don't know if the same goes for other vocalists, but it's really hard to be in a place with so many people and you are talking for hours and hours and hours. And the
You
whole time you're thinking, like, I need to remove myself so that I can just rest. But at the same time, you don't want to not be a part of it because when else are you ever going to see bands from all over Africa come together like that? I mean, the vibe in itself was just insane. I saw people just having the best of time, the camaraderie. It just felt like this one big happy family just all came home for the holidays. So the vibe itself was incredible. I just don't think that the bands competing get to enjoy it that much.
I think just gigs in general, it's just that I'm not even a vocalist or a musician or anything like that, bro. But like, you know, I know firsthand if you ever go to an event, everything else is already so loud that you don't really notice. But when you're speaking to someone, you know, you have to come in, you guys are close and you're shouting. And I notice like I'll be going home and my throat is like feeling a bit like throat gravy, you know, and I'm just like, "Ah," you know, and it's like you're literally so I can totally get. How do you even manage that, bro? So is it a situation where do you sort of limit yourself in terms of the interactions that you have prior to actually performing?
It's individualistic. I know some guys in the scene who aren't afraid to just take a step back, you know. Um, Regrettably, despite my best intentions, I'm just not wired that way. I like to catch up with people, especially at an event where so many people from so many different places have all come together. You sort of like you really want to just get to know them, and find out what they're about and what it's like at their home. So it it's hard for me to do. I know I should do it. What I do is, for days like that is, just, tea with honey, Homeovox, make sure you stay hydrated, and I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but, no smoking and no alcohol. But that day, I was absolutely like I forced myself to try and do the right thing.
That's absolutely incredible that you're still, you know, your vocal ability despite the smoking. Like how, dude? What sorcery is this?
Thank you for saying that. I'm glad you like the way my voice sounds, but it has taken a toll. There's things that I can't do now that I was better able to do when I was younger. So, for anyone else listening out there, like, it's no joke. Take it seriously if you can. Fuck. If you haven't picked up a cigarette up until now, just don't. It's not worth it. It's so hard to kick. And for the situation I've gotten myself into now, I take double extra steps to try and account for that bad habit. Um, yeah, just like liters of water, honey, and a lot of warm ups, and sometimes I feel like I have to do it twice as much as the average person just to get it going.
Yeah, you're absolutely brutal, bro. So if you guys never won Human Nebula, which other bands? I mean, you mentioned obviously you were rooting for other bands that evening. So, name them, bro. I think it would be very interesting just for people to know who to actually look out for.
Everyone brought their absolute A game. In terms of who we were rooting for, I'm going to be honest, I was rooting for the people that I know, you know? And I do say that with some regret because I am naive in the sense that I haven't gone to seek, what's happening in Angola, for example. So one of the guys we were hoping we would take it was the Fallen Prophets. They work
Yeah.
super hard. They've been doing it for ages. And you know what? They are fucking nice people. And that goes a crazy long way. Um, Diverted disorder, where they're at right now, is absolutely mind blowing. You know, they always move the members around. It's like everyone in that band can do anything. They can all scream, they can all play guitar, they can all drum. I don't know what else they can do, but it's a crazy collection of cool people and also really, really, really nice. And then of course I saw bands for the first time where I was like, damn, am I about to change my allegiance here? Because Dikamba was phenomenal. I really like the guy's voice. I can't sing, so whenever I hear a good singer, it's like, hold the fucking phone. What is this?
Yeah.
You know, we get away with so much screaming. No one knows what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck most of my pals are saying. So who knows what they're doing? But to deliver a line so clearly and cleanly, that takes talent. And on that note, Marshmallow.
One of my favorites right now, bro. Honestly, like the motion that both I think Human Nebula and Marshmallow have right now are incredible. I feel like we are really in dire need of just a lot more music videos in the scene. So I'm actually really stoked that both bands are actually investing in visuals, dude, and it's like a high quality visuals as well. It's definitely needed, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, and I agree. I really miss the days of MCAR and whatever when you can just see some local music videos. I mean, that was really inspiring for me starting out, and there's nothing really like that today, but maybe there shouldn't be because, I don't feel like, well, I don't know for certain, but I don't feel like kids watch a lot of TV today. It's mostly YouTube. So if bands can
YouTube,
get it
yeah.
out there, I mean, you shouldn't worry about the quality all that much. I mean, sure, yeah, take that with a grain of salt. But, like it makes me think of that Aussie band, The Chats, that song Smoko. They just filmed themselves in a construction yard, just playing on the dirty
and
old
it
earth
and it
there,
slaps.
and it slaps. So I think your sort of confident approach to your visual will do more for you than rather than trying to get the most expensive videographer because yeah, it's real. It's not easy and it's not available for everyone. It just isn't. So, that's very sad. But cell phones are great. Grab a cell phone, just do what you can and get it out there is more important than worrying about who you can't afford.
Hmm. Getting it out there is more important than it just being about who you can't afford. That's absolutely beautiful. I feel like we need to put that on a t-shirt, even because absolutely brilliant advice. And I'm in 100% agreement with you on that one. Like we were literally using cell phones, Sludge Underground, on the come up, like, literally it started off with a cell phone. So today's cell phones are
Hell
very
yeah.
capable. And it's absolutely beautiful that, people are able to utilize that without having to spend, a fortune on that. So looking at now the future, you guys obviously won. I saw that you guys have a backup buddy that is up. So tell me a bit more about that there, where people can sort of support it and what the plans are for you guys actually, heading out to Germany. What are you gonna show Germany, bro?
It's a huge, huge responsibility. So, we're trying to look at the bigger picture here. For us, it means keeping that door open for future African bands. to get across. I don't know how true it is, but I did hear some rumors a couple of years ago that Wacken was considering closing its door to African bands. Or maybe they did once or twice, I'm not sure. But I think it's super important that now that we've been afforded this amazing opportunity, and don't get me wrong, every band that played 1000% deserves to be on that stage. So now that we've been given the opportunity, we want to make sure that we at least try to show Germany and the world that there's something cooking in Africa, and really they need to turn their attention here, because if they saw what we saw at the finals, they would know that there are so many incredibly talented bands here. Some that I honestly believe are better than some of the international bands. Over the years, every time we faltered or didn't go through, we'd sort of sit down and discuss and be like, but guys, like the stuff that's happening here is amazing. It's never come from a place of like, oh, fuck those guys, they didn't deserve it or whatever. It's just like, you know what? If there were 5 spots open for African bands to go through, it would be filled. If there were 10 spots open for African bands to go through, those spots would be filled easily. I think it's the pressure is crazy, but I really just want to make South Africa proud. I want to represent, and I want to make sure that we at least, even if our set doesn't grab people, I would like to network with people while we're there, and just sort of like let them know, like, hey, have you guys ever heard of Grift? Check this shit out. Have you ever heard of fucking Fading Grey? Like, this continent has so much to offer, and we're sort of seen this as an opportunity to try and just extend that reach a little bit outside of our borders. Not only on behalf of ourselves, but also on behalf of all our friends that are doing the scene justice.
It's even more reason for anyone who's even watching this to even consider then, the backer buddy, which I feel we should definitely link. If you do, I don't know, Gareth, if you do have even one of those barcode things, bro, we can, insert it on the video itself so that someone, just scans on their phone and so on.
Oh, cool.
But tell me so just briefly, bro, just tell me a bit about the backer buddy, what the plan is with that, and where people can sort of access that link, because it's important that we push it.
Yeah, the backer buddy is there to help us raise funds to get to Germany, kick ass, and come home. That's it in a nutshell. It will go towards our flight tickets, our visas, our accommodation. And when I say accommodation, I mean like dorms, like backpackers, the tents at Wacken, and just basic amenities like food and water. Yeah. So it really helps us, and it does go a long way. You'll see on the backer buddy there is a breakdown of where everything gets allocated to, and as well as that, even if you donate 5 rand to 50 rand, hey, if we can buy our guitarist a banana on tour, that's amazing. Every donation is a vote of confidence in us, and it will be well spent. It does go towards the things we need desperately. It is expensive and difficult for any band coming out of this country to travel so far. The tickets on average now, I think, are sitting at 18 and a half, and it's quite a big team going over. Yeah. Yeah.
What's wild?
So, yeah, but if you do donate, you get automatically entered into a raffle, no matter how much or how little you do. And there are some really, really, really amazing prizes, but I'm not going to tell you all of them here. What I will tell you is if you tune in with us on Instagram every Sunday and every Thursday, we will do a draw. And then, yes, I will shoot you a QR code, which my lovely girlfriend Marty made for me because I cannot do shit like that. I'll post it on here with the Backer Buddy link. And yeah, you guys can go check it out and yeah, be a part of this, be a part of this journey with us, this very stressful, expensive journey.
Oh, yeah, shout out, bro. That's absolutely beautiful. I do urge everyone who's basically tuning into this episode to go and support. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to go and check out, but we'll also leave the QR code. It should be somewhere on the screen right now or during this entire conversation. Yeah. It's in your best interest, guys. We need Human Nebula to go over and represent us as Africa as a whole. And Gareth, I do want to just thank you, man, for taking time aside today to have a chat with me. It's been really awesome. I'm grateful of the fact that you guys came through to Durban. I think for me, that's just one of the most amazing things. I know you guys won and everything, but it's such a highlight, and it was such an incredible show that you guys put on here in Durban. Are you guys going to come back anytime soon before I let you go?
Hell yes, we're just waiting for the invitation. You know, we absolutely loved it, and also thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really, really appreciate it. I'm kind of sad it's ending.
Same, bro. Same, but we can always make arrangements, bro, and go on a date or something on the side. It's all good. It doesn't have to be on camera. So
All good, and I've already got candles in my boot. I'll bring them along.
sweet, bro. Where can people get in touch with you guys as a band, and where can people find you online for them?
Yeah, you can reach out to us on Instagram is definitely our main. But we do have Facebook as well. We're not as active on there, but every now and then we do catch up with people. And if you're looking to chat to us about anything, you will find my number on our band bio, or alternatively, you can use the band email. It's just humannebulaofficial@gmail.com. And if you want to check out any of the music we make, it is on every major platform out there. So yeah.
All right, epic. And if you want to find Sludge Underground, I'll leave the link in the description and obviously on the screen as well. It's sludgeunderground.com. Remember to get yourself some merch. That's one of the best ways that you can support us. And obviously, check out our donation link as well if you are a fan of what we do on the platform. It's the actual best way of supporting the show as well to make sure that we continue giving you guys the best content possible. Otherwise, it's @Zwane with you one if you want to reach out to me on all social media platforms. Thank you for tuning into this episode with Gareth and I. We'll catch you guys next time. It is bye for now.